Welcome to Called to Homeschool with your host, Meg Thomas. I am a mother of 7 with 5 homeschool graduates. Each week, we'll talk about real-life homeschool, mindset shifts, and practical tools you can use in your home. Because homeschooling isn't just about school, it's about restoring the family. Hi friends, welcome back to another episode of Called to Homeschool. Always love being here. And once again, we're diving in with another listener's question. And this comes from Christina from Texas. And she asks a really beautiful question. And I've just kind of condensed it a little bit. She is thinking about homeschooling, already has 4 children, and just wondering, what if we add to our family, homeschooling with toddlers? So I've just summarized a little her question up into one paragraph. She said, we're open to adding another baby, but I worry about the logistics. Homeschooling my 2 older, caring for the 3-year-old and the 19-month-old, and maybe adding a newborn. I'm a very type A. I want to do my best in all areas. I don't want to fail any child. Sometimes homeschooling and having another baby feels like they conflict. Can I really do both? Really, let's dive into this one because I understand this one. A lot of it is just fear, right? And fear is such a common emotion, and a lot of times our body can't tell the difference between actual fear and imagined fears. And so it's really good at getting us to shut down or not make any decision at all when we're operating out of fear. And so when we are operating out of fear and we look at it on paper, it does feel impossible. 2 older kids needing focused school time, little ones needing snacks, naps, supervision, and then a newborn who needs everything. If you're type A, like you said, you probably picture a very clean, organized, and well-executed homeschool day. And a baby feels like chaos inserted into the system. And here's what I want to gently say. A baby does not ruin your homeschool. A rigid system might. But friend, there is a difference. So if you remember, I started homeschooling with 5 little kids. My oldest had just turned 6, I believe. Now I'm not 100% sure on that, but 6 or 7. I had 5 little kids. And so he would be first grade, a kindergartner, a preschooler, a 1 turning 2, his birthday's right around there, and then a 5-month-old when I started homeschooling. So I get it. And then 2 more babies came along. So I have homeschooled pregnant, nursing, with toddlers climbing on me, with toddlers running away, with babies crying, with a big kid throwing a fit, all the things. My older kids were not harmed by having babies in the house. They were formed by it. They learned patience, flexibility, compassion, responsibility, how to help. And our homeschool and our family became more relational than academic. And that is not a downgrade. That is a gift. And those are skills that you can't always teach, right? And I even think about sometimes with my younger ones, they don't have a baby in the home. And I thought, oh, you're missing some of these skills. So I love that we have the granddaughter so close to us so that we can have some of these skills that are just taught so beautifully by having a baby in the house. That a baby doesn't deter. It teaches so many beautiful, beautiful things. And here's a deeper truth. You asked about, I won't be able to give 100% to everyone. And you're right. But here's what the deeper truth is. You were never meant to give 100% to everyone in every moment. Motherhood is not about perfect distribution. It's about faithful presence. There will be seasons where the newborn gets more. There will be seasons when a teen needs more. There will be seasons when your toddler needs more. There is an ebb and flow to it. It does not mean someone is being failed. It means you are human. And homeschool and babies are not opposed. And sometimes it feels like that we either homeschool well or we grow our family. But in reality, homeschooling is family life. When you are homeschooling, you are not running a classroom. You are living a life together. A baby becomes part of that life. So school might look like read alouds on the couch while nursing, math done on the kitchen counter with a toddler at your feet, independent work while you rock a baby. It will not look pristine, but pristine was never the goal. Homeschooling's the goal, right? Learning and living together, those are the goal. And so we have to let go of maybe this idealistic Pinterest type homeschool that we've created in our mind because it doesn't exist in anybody's homeschool. And anybody that I've seen who really tries to create that, they usually give up because it's impossible to keep up with. So a baby doesn't ruin homeschools. It's being too rigid or being too controlling is what doesn't work. So you are not choosing between homeschooling and growing your family. You are choosing how you want your family to live. Homeschooling is flexible by design. It bends with pregnancy, it bends with newborns, it bends with toddlers. Traditional school is rigid. Homeschool is not. So can you do both with this many young children? Yes. I remember when I had kid number 6, My oldest was 9. And so 9 to, now I'm doing the math, 9 to 3. Something like that. Maybe she was 2. I don't know. Sorry. So anyways, he was 9 and we added in a baby and he was born in the end of March. And we took off months of school and as far as any structured learning. And I didn't do any workbooks and I didn't do any math. I didn't do anything like that. We did some educational shows like Magic School Bus, Liberty Kids. We went to the pool a lot. We went to a lot of parks. We played, we cooked. We had a lot of fun together. And then when September time came around, I thought, I'm ready. My baby is old enough and I feel totally ready to do this. And those 5 kids that I did that with, those are my 5 adults. And they are not quote unquote behind anything. One of them got her associate's degree at 16. A lot of them have gotten their associate's degree and graduated a year early. They're all out doing amazing things and creating amazing things in life. And so there was so much they were learning, even though it wasn't from a book. And then when baby 7 came along, my oldest was now 15. So I had a lot of older kids. And we actually only took a week off of school because people could do so many things independently that I could just keep the ball going with them and just kind of checking in on them, but still go a lot slower than I had been doing. So it's just so beautiful, the flexibility that is in homeschooling when you remember you're not a classroom, you are a family, and you get to be flexible and to let go of this idea that everything is just going to look picture perfect, but that it's going to be very, very real. So can you do both with younger children? Yes, but not by holding tighter, by softening, by simplifying. How many times have you heard that message from me? Keep it simple, sisters. By trusting that children grow in love, not in perfect logistics. And friend, the fact that you're asking this question tells me that your children are already deeply cared for. So take a deep breath. You are allowed to build both a family and an education, and they do not have to conflict. All right, friends, thank you so much and have an amazing week. Thanks so much for listening to Call to Homeschool. If today's episode was helpful, the best way you can support the show is by leaving a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It helps more homeschool moms find this work, and I appreciate it so much.